I have an idea for a line of bathroom products for rock nerds. A toilet called Jumping Jerk Flush, a brass bathtub called the Tuba Tub. I'll keep you posted on new ideas as they come in. The other day I was at the mall and I saw a Morgan Spurlock standee in front of Old Navy to promote his latest documentary about product placement in cinema. I felt glad for him, but his Hulk Hogan stash needs trimming. Just saying. He's starting to look like he hangs out at the Blue Oyster Bar in Police Academy during Pride Week, playing the Indigo Girls on his pink iPod Mini. Gay, teehee. Documentaries have come a long way, baby. I don't actually know what that means. I think it was Marshall McLuhan who once said, "Martial arts are impractical and kind of annoying. Nobody ever comes at you walking like Frankenstein's monster doing an extended arm stabbing motion. Marshall! Marshall!" I have an idea for a movie about a federal agent who comes across a global warming conspiracy caused by Eskimos. Called the movie Glacial Profiling. You're not supposed to say Eskimo because it means eater of blubber, which I always thought was pronounced carnivore. You say Inuit, I say none of it. I'll have none of it in my house. I'm going to be 36 this year. I have no children, and I cook at a good bar across the street from a maximum security prison. And instead of worrying about a career or continuing my education, I worry that Netflix isn't giving me enough new movies every week. Titanic 2 and Predators? Really, Netflix? We had such a good thing going. Because I'm in Canada, I can only get the streaming Netflix. I can't order the DVD mailing catalog. I'm not going to lie. Kinda sucks. Because I like getting mail. I don't really get a lot of mail unless you count bills or Christmas cards, which I don't count as mail. Summer's around the corner. I'm going to have to start working on my new excuses for not going over to people's barbecues. I work a little over 40 hours a week, and I really like watching movies and reading books above everything else that is outdoorsy. I actually don't get invited to a lot of things anymore. I blame that on the fact that I'm bald. I'm fairly certain that my bald head bums my friends out. Or it could be the fact that I enjoy ridiculing all faiths and political affiliations. I'm not a camper. I bought a house. Sleeping on the ground stopped being cute when I made my first mortgage payment, unless you count passing out on the deck, which was only once after having too much white wine after performing to 4 people at an open mic at a local pub. I recently stopped going to open mics, which I thought I was going to miss, but I don't. Now I drink less and have more time to make whatever the hell this is. Yeah. So I got that going for me. It's been raining for the last forever, and on top of that, the West Michigan Christians have predicted that the rapture is going to start this Saturday, and I've got nothing to wear to it. I have clothes, I don't have the right outfit for a rapture. Wear to a rapture? A monk's robe? Suspenders? A bow tie? I don't know. Apparently the rapture starts on Saturday, and on that day the true believers, they get teleported up to heaven, and then everybody who gets left behind, we gnash our teeth and cry and wail. But according to the West Michigan Christians, the world will last until October 21st, and then the world will collapse, which is good, because my wife wants to go see Pearl Jam when they come through Hamilton in September, which I thought was weird, that she wanted to go to the Hamilton show and not the Toronto dates. But I totally get that. When Pearl Jam play Toronto, it's a very structured show, and when they play Hamilton, Better drinks more. The band improvises a little more, and the show in general is just more fun. Counting this upcoming show, this will be the 9th time that I've seen that band in concert, which means that I will have seen Pearl Jam in concert more times than I've been on vacation. When I was a kid, we didn't go on vacation. Every other summer, my parents would just move. No Disneyland, no Grand Canyon. Goodbye, small, gloomy factory town. Voila! An equally grim factory town. Never left North America. Been to the States a few times, but I have no desire to go to Europe or Asia. And let's face it, the rest of the planet is not that interesting. Maybe I'm xenophobic. Xena, warrior princess. I love you, television. You're like family, but you never hit me up for money. If the rapture comes, and I can only put one CD into a time capsule for future generations, then I would pick the White Album by the Beatles. I prefer later-day Beatles. Most people I meet, they prefer the British Invasion, Cuban Boots, mop-top, jittery-headed Beatles. But I prefer drugged-up, burnt-out, counterculture, fuck you, Middle America, we're bigger than Jesus Christ Beatles. I also prefer Fat Elvis. And U2's Octung Baby Period, for me, was the only legitimately artistic endeavor they ever did. And everything else U2 ever put out was just product. The plus side of being superficial is, hey, at least you're super duper. If the rapture does happen tomorrow, I wonder if Jesus will still be wearing the crown of thorns when he comes back. Which is part of the mythology of Christ I never understood. I fully understood. I understand the concept of the crown of thorns, because for one, it would hurt like hell, and for two, it was to mock Jesus being the uncrowned king of Jerusalem. But the story as I understand it, it was the Romans that put the crown on his head before he was crucified, which it was a dick move. Even for the Romans, and that's saying something, because those guys took depravity to new lows. If you don't believe that Italians took depravity to new lows, clearly you've never watched an episode of Jersey Shore. I imagine the progenitor of the device introducing to his boss, like, "Boss, tomorrow we're killing the religious nut, right? The Jew with the gang of fishermen? Well, this is what I'm thinking. You know how he's been talking about his kingdom in heaven, and him being a king? Let's, just hear me out, let's make a crown of thorns and put it on his head before we make him walk through the street carrying his crucifix." Why would we make him carry his own crucifix through the street? That would take forever. Plus, who's going to tie all the thorns together? I'll tie them together on my lunch. Well, if you want to tie a bunch of thorns together, I mean, hey, I guess we could put a crown of thorns on him. I mean, it's not like he's going to report us to anybody, right? Serves him right for being a terrorist. I have nothing against Jesus. I do believe that one man can make a difference. And if you don't believe that, you should check out the last season of Monty Python's Flying Circus without John Cleese. Yikes. Not good.